What's up, all me Walks, Triples, Droids, and Wookiees? It's Anna, also known as Star Wars Girl. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a review of Alien Earth because the two first episodes dropped. I watched them. I was pleasantly surprised because I didn't know that this was coming out. I hadn't seen anything for it. To be fair, I haven't actually been following anything for this. I wanted to be surprised, and I was pleasantly surprised. Like, I didn't even know that this dude was in it. So I was like, oh, cool, he's in it, and he plays a synthetic, and he's very off-putting, I will say, especially the white hair and the bleached eyebrows. I'm like, bro, you're freaking me out. And he does, like, I've never seen him act the way that he is, and I'm like, whoa, this guy's a chameleon. He's really good. So I mean, just to watch this dude's performance in these first two episodes, it's worth it. I still haven't figured out if he's evil or if he's good, but I'm pretty sure he's evil. Or he's going to be evil, or he is going to be like the big bad at the end. But who knows? Right now he's on the same team, I guess, as the good characters. Now, I have seen people trying to go around saying that this character is a Mary Sue, so people are put off. But this is the weird part of it. So the backstory on this girl, she's got like two names, but the name that she's going by is Wendy. So she was an 11-year-old kid that was like dying of cancer. And so they did this experiment where they put her consciousness into a synthetic body. So she has feelings and all of that. But it was basically their way of trying to prevent people from dying. I'm like, oh, that's like what Elon's trying to do now, right? With that, like the brain link thing or something. But so she has I wouldn't say a super-powered body, but obviously she's super strong. She can jump really high. She's got height and senses. She's obviously not going to grow in age. And they allude to the fact that she has been programmed with heightened intelligence because the guy that financed this whole thing, which is I'm assuming it's illegal because they kept telling her, like, shh, it's a secret. You can't tell anyone. He makes this comment about how he's so smart and he is just desperate to have, like, an interesting conversation with someone because he is apparently the smartest guy in the universe and everyone is dumb compared to him. Even smart people are dumb compared to him, and he just wants to have an intelligent conversation with someone that's on his level. So it's alluded to that she has heightened knowledge. And there's a couple scenes where she's messing with the security cameras because she's like watching her brother. So her brother is back on Earth. This is her brother right here. And it's her older brother. He's back on Earth, and he thinks that she's dead because of the dying of the cancer stuff. And so she's watching him on like security footage, and like when she touches the cameras or like her screens of the cameras, she can mess with them a little bit, and that's shown more in the second episode. But I wouldn't say she's a Mary Sue, at least not yet, because she's a 12-year-old kid just in like this super powered body. So it's not like she's walking into a room and like analyzing everything. She's actually pretty weird, and she does act like a child the way that she responds to stuff. So I wouldn't say that she's a Mary Sue. So not that the whole Mary Sue thing is out of the way. Let's talk about like the story. So of course it's the Weyland versus Prodigy dynamic, and Weyland has the face hugger. In the very beginning, it opens up seeing the science vessel or the research vessel that they keep alluding to, that's their excuse. It's like, oh, it's a research vessel. And it's like, it's you're not trying to go get a giant xenomorph as a weapon so you can take over everything. Sure, hun. Oh yeah, we totally believe you. But so it really mirrors the first Alien movie with all of the crew just sitting around laughing, and then we get introduced to who the synthetics are. And we are like, oh, yeah, you're gonna just let everybody die, aren't you? And that's exactly what happens. But so as we're seeing all of the crew just have a casual conversation and just, shoot the shit with each other, it is cut between flashes of them all getting brutally murdered by a xenomorph. And so that ship, unfortunately, the synthetic loses control of the entire ship, and it is going to crash into Earth. And it's going to crash into none other than the Prodigy building. So this dude right here, who's like a knockoff of Timothée Chalamet, I seriously think they just got an actor that somewhat resembled him, and they said just act like Timothée Chalamet, because that's exactly what he does. And so this dude is the most gazillionaire, and he's like the most intelligent person in the universe according to him, and he just wants to talk to somebody that's as smart as him. But so he knows that Wayland, their ship crashed into his building, and it's got stuff that they want, and he's like, I'm not giving it to you. And Wayland's like, we're gonna send in our own team. He's like, oh no you're not, this is what we got lawyers for, hun. And he didn't tell her, but he's like, I already got my own team in there. It's all my synthetic children in super bodies. They're already there because she wanted to go save her brother, because her brother is a medic, and so he was a first responder on the crash site. So all these first responders, which is like him, a few other medics, and then a bunch of like soldiers, all go into the ship. And the entire time, me and probably everyone else in the audience are like, don't go on the ship. But of course, what do? They go on the ship, they start dying. The synthetic dude that knows about the xenomorph, that's trying to capture the xenomorph so he can get it back to his boss, he takes out a couple, and then the xenomorph just starts doing a bunch of damage. And this is where I had a little bit of an issue, because I know this is a blurry photo, but you guys can see this dude isn't a bodybuilder. This dude isn't super soldier-esque. He's not a synthetic. He is a just normal human. And the xenomorph goes and kills a bunch of soldiers in front of him. The xenomorph is chasing him. Somehow an elevator stops the xenomorph, but then the xenomorph just somehow follows him to where he goes when he goes up the elevator. And then he's like knocking on doors because it's an apartment buildings. And there's like an apartment full of people. They're all goofy. They're all dressed up like they're at Henry the 16th dinner party. And the xenomorph just goes in and kills everyone. And then when it comes to him, the xenomorph is like fighting with him. And he's like on the floor struggling with the xenomorph. I'm like, that xenomorph would kill him with one hit like he did that soldier. So when I see people try to use the argument that she's the Mary Sue, I'm like, if anything, I don't believe the fight scene between him and the xenomorph. This dude should have died really early on, but of course we have plot armor that prevents him. And also when she shows up with the other dude, the first thing he should say is like, hey, there's a freaking monster chasing me that killed this entire room of people. He should have done that when the other soldier guy showed up. And he doesn't. He's like, oh, did you guys see that like bear or something? Or no, she thinks it's a bear because she saw the claw marks, and she's the mind of a child, so of course she's gonna think it's a bear. But he doesn't warn anyone. He's not like, hey, there's a giant freaking alien monster thing that I just ran from. I'm like, dude, it's his fault everyone died, in my opinion. I'm like, if anything, this dude is the problem character. And then they have to do the whole dynamic that she's got to tell him. Like, she doesn't want to tell him as a secret, but of course one of the other little kids that's in the synthetic body spills the beans, and he's like, no, my sister died. He's like, if you were really my sister, you would know these things. And of course she knows what those things are because she's his sister. So there's that whole dynamic there. And it leaves off on this huge cliffhanger, because what happens? They find a room full of eggs. And all the synthetic kids are walking around staring at them like, what are these? They're like, oh, they're just giant eggs. What the heck? And the brother, who is the only one there that the facehugger can get and infect, goes and sticks his face right up next to one. It starts opening, but then right then the xenomorph shows up and knocks him out of this big hole in the wall, and he falls with the xenomorph. So it's like, really? Is this dude finally gonna die? Is this xenomorph finally gonna get him? This xenomorph apparently had no problem taking out an entire ship of people, had no problem escaping a synthetic, had no problem taking out every freaking soldier in this show. But this one twink medic dude is the one that the xenomorph has a vendetta against, that the xenomorph is trying to, kill. It's not like Ellen Ripley where she's outsmarting the xenomorph. This dude has only survived this long against the xenomorph because of plot armor, because he is the main character's brother that she needs to save him or else the plot won't move forward. So that's my biggest issue with it. But again, it did just leave off on this huge cliffhanger, and I do morbidly want to see what happens. So overall, even though there were problems, I did enjoy the first 2 episodes, and I do want to see more. I'm going to call it right now. I think this dude's going to end up being the big bad. Maybe it's his bleached eyebrows. Maybe it's his weird bleached hair. Maybe it's the fact that he's completely and utterly unsettling in every single way. I bet you the main chick, she's going to end up having to fight him in the end. So I'm going to call that right now after watching this. Who knows what? She's going to be all the nice lovey-dovey character and it's going to be a father figure. Watch, I'm going to be completely wrong. But guys, if you watch it, let me know what you think down below in the comment section. If you guys also watched all the way to the end, please leave a comment saying MVP. That way I know you guys watched all the way to the end. I appreciate every single one of you. Hey, if you guys are new here, maybe smash that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications. Make sure that that bell is set to all. That way you actually get notifications when I post videos and when I do live streams. I do a live stream every single Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's called TSWG Live, and I will be talking about this episode on my next stream. So make sure that you guys are subscribed and ring the bell for notifications. That way you guys do not miss it. And until next time, everyone, thank you so much. Please smash that like button, and may the force be with you, because we are really, really, really going to need it. Bye, everyone.